Whew. No makeup today. Better put on a little lip gloss. Instagram. Okay, because there is a lot today. There's a lot. Okay, so there's a lot. I think you can see it on Instagram. You probably can't see it on Facebook. I mean, t-shirt today, my body, my choice. The Florida Supreme Court did something mostly right today in announcing that the abortion rights amendment can go on to the ballot in November. That is a very, very big deal. We have been working and fighting for that. They also unfortunately held up the 15-week ban, which unfortunately automatically triggers the 6-week ban. I don't exactly know how that works because that doesn't make sense if you're upholding a 15-week ban to trigger the 6-week ban, but hopefully it will be something that is something that Floridians have to live with for May. So it will go into effect in May, so 6 months of this. So at the same time, Transgender Day of Acceptance yesterday, Transgender Day of Visibility. It's really important, and you know, I was talking to a friend, and there is a lot to get to today. There is a lot, and it is so much better when I remember to push the button on the Instagram so that they get to participate as well. So apologies to Instagram followers. You are coming in a couple seconds late. My apologies. So, you know, I don't often get political here, but I feel like it's really, there's a lot of things that are important that are going on, especially here in Florida, and that there are a lot of things that are really important that are going on in the world. So this today is a big day. Just a couple minutes ago, the Florida State Supreme Court announced that recreational marijuana and the choice of abortion ban will go on to the ballot for the state of Florida in November. So this is a very big deal because people, and I'm gonna bring this around to metaphysical, but this is a very big deal. For me personally, these are things I've really fought for. Unfortunately, the Supreme Court also, you know, put in the trigger for the 6-week abortion ban to go into effect in 30 days from now, which sucks. But we will hopefully have to only live with that crap for about 6 months before the election. And if all the numbers are to believe, the Florida abortion ban should pass, and recreational marijuana should also pass pretty strongly. Then we just have to deal with our stupid governor who likes to scream about listening to the will of the voters and then do whatever he wants. So it's going to be a very interesting 6 months. And so why am I talking about this? Because, you know, I try not to be real political on here, but there's some really important things going on. We are in the last quarter of the moon right now. The new moon is Monday with the eclipse. The eclipse is Monday, right? The new moon, the eclipse. I've got my glasses. Please, if you don't have glasses, oh my gosh, I can't even see anything. If you don't have glasses, do I look ridiculous? Probably. These are from the 2017 eclipse, which was super cool. And I got these on Amazon. Please, 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 please do not look at the sun in the eclipse. Even if you're not in the totality, please do not look at the sun without something to protect your view. And I'm telling you, like, okay, I can look up at this ring light that I've got, and I literally cannot even see. There's a ring light right there. I literally cannot see it. So, oh wait, yeah, I can kind of make it out, just like there. Okay, so These are just little paper ones I got on Amazon. T-Mobile stores, we're giving them away. Lots of places are giving them away. So wherever you live, whether you're in the path or not, everyone is going to have some kind of an experience of the eclipse on Monday the 8th for the new moon. Please, I'm begging you, please do not look directly into the sun. Please make sure you have some sort of eclipse glasses. Okay, this is very important. So we're coming in this right now. We are in this time of this third quarter of the moon. It's the time of releasing. It is time of letting go. This is really, really important. And so it's not an accident that it's also April 1st. It's April Fool's Day. So this is a really important time of letting go and releasing things that no longer serve us. It also is a really important time for getting extremely clear about what it is that we want to create and manifest next Monday in the new moon. So we had the eclipse in Libra, and now we're going to have the big solar eclipse. This is really important because eclipses make everything like on 11. Okay. Hi. So eclipses are. I get so excited when I see you all show up. Eclipses put everything on 11. It's like turbo boost, right? Do you remember the cars in the 80s? They had turbo boost. We had one, had a red Ford Probe, had turbo boost. And you'd be driving along and you push the turbo boost and the car goes poof, right? So that's what an eclipse does, okay? And so we had the partial eclipse. It was the lunar eclipse. This was, which is really great, and there's a lot of intense energy that's there. But now for this solar eclipse, I mean, this is major. This is like taking double turbo boost. If you've ever watched my kids, I got boys, they're in their 20s now, but when the age was that the Hot Wheels movie came out, it was like, it wasn't animated, but it wasn't, I don't remember. It was people. And it was a Hot Wheels movie, and they had like the nitrous boost, which was like rocket engines. Like, this is where we are for Monday. So get clear about what it is that you are looking for. And Rosemary, if you're a spammer, we're going to ban you. So just don't even, just don't even bother. Yep, there you are. Rosemary, you're banned. Banned from page. Bye. So spammers, we don't have any spammers here. We have zero tolerance for the spammers. Hi, Jim, welcome. So this is really important because, okay, so here's Florida. There's some really big news that literally came out at 4 o'clock today, right? They waited till the very end of the day on a Monday. They said they were going to do it today with these big news from the Florida Supreme Court. Then we have now we have the last quarter of the moon that we're in right now, right? We're in this last quarter. This is the time to release, like stuff you're holding on to. Anger at shit that happened years ago, let it go. If you are still holding a grudge to a person, let it go. I have my very dear friend, we haven't spoken in years. The relationship became toxic, and I walked away. And because I walked away, I, let her down. I let the family down. I let the side down. I am absolutely the villain in the story, right? From her perspective, I am absolutely the villain in the story, and I get it. From her perspective, from where she sees the situation, from my perspective, I'm like, well, there's all this shit that went down ahead of time, but she's still angry. She's furious, won't talk to me, just livid. And I'm like, okay, but for me, I'm not, because it serves no purpose for me to continue to be angry about what happened in the past. I love her. I love her family. I love her kids. I love all of them as much as I always did. I just created a different boundary so that I could safely let go of all the other crap that pissed me off and hurt me and stole from me and manipulated me and all the other things that I was holding on to, that I was trying to work my way through to try and save this relationship for something that really was not healthy to save. Okay, so I try to be very transparent and to use examples from my own life when I'm teaching to you of things. So this is not about me and my girlfriend, it's not about me and the Supreme Court, any of that, but it is examples of what is going on. So if you are the person that has had this relationship that you're like, well, we used to be best friends and now we're not, and because, okay, let that shit go. Love that person, love all of them, the family, love all of them over there. You can love someone and love something without bringing it into your circle. Okay, you don't have to bring it in order to wish well. Okay. Belinda said she had a confrontation with someone last week and didn't see it coming. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Keeping in mind, hi Catherine, we don't have to have we can love people who are not in our lives. Think about it like actors, okay? Like if you love George Clooney. Now, years ago when I still worked in TV and movie production, I worked with George Clooney. He was awesome. Well worth the adoration. But I also worked with some others. They were assholes. And you're going to find that in any part of your life. But you can still love the work that they do. You can still love the things that they put out into the world. And so in my particular instance, for my friend, and she would not say that we're friends, I would not say that we're friends anymore, and that's okay. But I still love her. I still love her family. I didn't love how our relationship ended, but it was my choice. And I didn't love that we were never able to talk it through because I would have liked that. That was her choice. And that is where it is. And so you can choose to hold on to and all this. And that is, what is it? I forget who says it, but that's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. I don't wish anything ill will for any of them, because wishing ill will to anybody, and if y'all see my personal Facebook page, I'm a proud Jewish woman, is really difficult right now with everything that's going on. And well, hello stranger, hi Brett. But to be able to say hi, even with everything that's going on with Israel and Gaza and Ukraine and Russia and people who are pro-choice and pro-life and all these things, I may not agree. I do not agree. I want the things that are important to me, and I'm pretty vocal about those things. But I don't wish ill will to anybody. Just because we don't agree doesn't mean we want to wish ill or hold ill to others, because that is where we're going wrong, right? We're saying, well, they're the enemy because they're evil. They're not evil because they have a different perspective or they learned something different. My running partner, some of you have heard me talk about my running partner. He's a really, really nice gentleman who moved into my neighborhood about a year ago. We didn't know each other. He moved into my neighborhood and we just kept passing each other running, and he was like, oh, we're running, we should run together. So we've been running together for almost a year. And then our chit chat this morning in running, somehow the conversation about Chinese food. And I'm like, he doesn't eat Chinese food. Now, I don't mean to be any kind of way about anything, but I don't think I know anybody that doesn't like Chinese food or Thai food. I mean, I probably know people who don't eat Thai food because maybe they don't have exposure to it. But in my circle of being alive, Chinese food is kind of a staple. So it's just very interesting to be like, I don't know somebody who has that experience. I don't know somebody who has that filter. And in our haste to make everyone like us, not like us, but like we are, the instinct is to say, well, why don't you like Chinese food? You should like Chinese food. What's the matter with you? You should absolutely come over here and like Chinese food. But maybe he's never had Chinese food. Maybe he really doesn't like it. Maybe he doesn't like rice. I don't know. I mean, because we were running, so we didn't really talk about it. But was that detail about his preference to something that, I grew up with, is that relevant for our looking at this person as, is this person a good person or a bad person? Is this person, moral or upstanding or kind? Kind should be at the top of our list. Is this person, how do I judge this person? Do I judge this person? Because really we shouldn't be judging anybody. Hold that thought, Pauline. We shouldn't be judging anybody. We should be receiving people with love. And so my response to them was, that's so interesting. I don't think I know anybody who doesn't like Chinese food. And I wonder what that's about. And so maybe on another day we'll have the opportunity to talk about it more. But it doesn't change my feelings to receive that person with love just because they grew up a different way or they have a different filter or they have a different viewpoint. Now, why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all of this. So let me hold why I'm telling you this for a second so I can answer. Some people can be two-faced and it's hard to judge them. Catherine is right. So here's the thing. We shouldn't be judging anybody, right? We should be simply receiving people with love. And the people who do not receive us with love, because we can't control what other people are doing, right? We can't control what other people, how they're acting. We can only control how we are acting. So if someone is not receiving us with love, then we can say, well, I think I'm going to move myself out of that situation. I'm going to move myself to a different place. I'm going to walk away. I'm not going to be part of whatever that group is. But our job is to receive people with love. Chinese food, not Chinese food. Our job is to receive people with love. So let me answer Pauline's question. Yes, there will be readings, but when we come, and welcome for all the new people, when we do our Mondays, we do some channeled information from Spirit, things that are coming into me that I've been asked to share from the other side, from higher guidance that wants to be voiced. We'll do a card reading for the collective, and then we'll be able to do individual cards as well. So hold on with me, because the answer is yes, we absolutely will do readings today. Okay, so why am I telling you all of this? Because there's so much that's going on. So in addition to all the things, today is also the first official day of Mercury retrograde. Now, we've been talking about retrograde for a while because we have that 2-week window before with the official day of retrograde, and then we have the 2-week window at the end of retrograde. So we're officially in retrograde, started today, and it will go until the 25th of this month. So this whole month is going to basically be a Mercury retrograde month. And so what does retrograde talk to us about? And retrograde talks to us about communication, right? Retrograde is wanting us to examine communication. What is coming up for us? What is going on for us? And so we are in this last, we are in this last quarter of the moon. And so it is really important, especially with the eclipse coming up. This is my dog, Bo. He's in the drawer right there on my desk. So it's really important that we are taking a look at what do we release. This is the spring cleaning, right? Spring cleaning, here we are, it's April 1st, spring cleaning. This is the day, the time, the week for us to say, whatever it is, everything's got to go. Anything that is not serving my highest and best purpose, anything that is not moving me forward on my path, it has got to go. It is time for it to go, okay? Because this time on Monday next week, where the eclipse is going to be happening where I live around 2:30, so this is going to be a really important time for us to be putting those intentions out, those real clear manifestation intentions. What do I want to try and call in? What am I asking the universe to bring? Hey, no, we don't need another person, another puppy heard from. Okay, what do I want to call in? What am I wanting to create and birth? Okay, birth. This is really so much about putting something new out in the world. Okay, so why am I talking to you about these relationships? Because this is this time to clear it out. So if you're finding with these confrontations or people that you don't agree with, they have maybe different politics, they maybe live in a different place. How one lady that tried to convince me of the time zones in trying to book an appointment with me, that she was 3 hours ahead. I'm like, no, you're 3 hours behind. Like, we have learned over this last few years of increasing political division, we are learning that if we don't agree with someone, they must be wrong, bad, evil, the enemy, whatever, because that's what the noise wants us to learn, wants us to think. We have to choose, we get to choose something different that says, no, this isn't how I choose to live my life. I choose to say, oh, you didn't treat me well. I wish you well. I wish you all love and blessings on your journey, which will not be my journey. You don't eat Chinese food. Oh, well, that's really interesting. I wish you well in whatever you decide to eat for dinner. I'll go over here and have what I want. Okay, or maybe we can find something that we can try that's new for both of us. There's a way to come together. And so we're seeing so much going on right now. There's so much. And so when I was asking them, and I said, well, what is it we're supposed to be talking about today? The thing I heard in my head, as clear as I'm talking to you, was, and if you're old enough, you'll remember this, can we play a game? Or would you like to play a game? This is this poorly imitated computer voice from the movie War Games with Matthew Broderick. Now, Matthew Broderick is older than I am. He's in his late 50s, maybe early 60s. A tremendous American actor, but he got one of his big breaks, sorry, we are puppy sitting today. Here you go. Oh, this is Pluto. Pluto's mom is, going to come get him tomorrow, so we've been puppy sitting for Pluto. So we've got a guest barker. And this is my beau in his little Easter sweater. Hearts on it. Hey! Hey! No! No! You, Pluto, is causing all the trouble. So, hello, Miss Bianca. Okay, so Matthew Broderick gets his big break on this on this movie called War Games. It's a tremendous movie, but it's like a 1980s movie, right? It's old already, but it's a fantastic movie about the rise of computer simulations. The military is using computer simulations for war games to create computer strategies. This is when these supercomputers was like this new mega, oh my gosh, who's ever seen a supercomputer before? Now every corporation has one, right? So this is, they're so cute, aren't they? So this was really at the rise of at the start of supercomputers and military strategy using computers to help create military strategy. And so they created this war game, and the kid was a hacker who was trying to who wanted to play video games. And so he was not trying to break into the government. He was trying to break into a video game website and play some of their games that were not released to the public yet. And he stumbled into this thing where he was playing a game with the computer. And because the military didn't know what was going on, they thought it was real. They thought we might be under attack. And so they have this, the FBI comes and then, NSA comes and they, bring him to the military base and they're trying to figure it out. And they're like, are we being bombed or we're not being bombed? And they're like, oh, I don't know if we're not being bombed. What's going on? But in the end, the computer just is like playing and all these war game scenarios. And the montage at the end is like this. Sorry if I just gave somebody eyeball strain. And the general looks at the kid and he says, what is it doing? And he says, it's learning. The computer is learning. And this is where we are right now. This is where humanity is right now. We are in this time of, okay, watch your eyeballs, right? It's Russia, it's Israel, it's the Ukraine, it's Gaza, it's politics, it's abortion rates, it's transgender rates and gay rights, and it's marijuana rates, and it's save the environment, and and it is overwhelming, and it can be easy for us to be like, I just need me a minute. I can't jump on every bandwagon. I can't wave every flag. I can't give money to every worthy cause. I can't give my heart to everything because we will be exhausted. But when you can look at it from this higher perspective, and I was talking to my girlfriend who has had loss after loss after loss in her family and her extended family and with her kids and her friends, there's just been a pool of people leaving the planet. But when we look at it from the wider, zoom out wider lens, there is a pool of people leaving the planet in chunks, in chunks, in chunks. And if you heard about the bus accident in South Africa, and there was, multiple shootings in City, and, the bridge collapse. And I mean, it is, Belinda, exactly. It is exhausting. That's what she literally wrote. But see, here's what's happening. And we've been talking about it for a while, the last several years, even before COVID. We were talking about how people were leaving the planet in droves. The reason that people are leaving the planet, and look, I'm not wishing, and I do not predict death, and I don't wish, anyone to lose a loved one at all, ever. But part of this is because our humanity, our collective humanity computer is going because we're learning. We're learning. And if you've heard me talk about humanity's evolution through the chakras, we are in the time of the throat chakra right now. We are in the time of the screaming. We are in the time of people standing up, using their voices, saying what they think, which for good or for bad, which means we've got social media, perpetuating information, perpetuating truth, perpetuating lies. We've got politicians doing the same thing. We've got, movies. We've got TikTok. We've got all kinds of things. And only we can decide for ourselves by, using our guts and using our, broadening our mind so we're not just listening to one, channel of information or one voice, because we're learning. We're learning to speak, because the thing that happens after the throat chakra is the ear chakras. And I know the ear chakras is not part of that, the 7 main chakras on the rainbow chart that you see. But the next part is the ear chakras. And so all of this is going on and on and on, and so much noise. And we've talked about the noise for a long time, right? How the darker side is holding on to the status quo and screaming about what we should be afraid of and who we need to blame, because they're holding on so tightly, trying to keep hold of the status quo. Whereas all the people who are evolving and moving up and expanding into the light, they are quieter, but there are more of us. Okay? And so the noise we've talked about is exhausting. But we are in this moment. And I say moment, but it's probably going to last a little longer than a moment. I think we're probably in for about a year of this like the end of the war games scenario, where we are really in this time that humanity is learning. And it has long been my belief that it's going to take another 9/11 type event, and again, I'm not wishing it into being, I'm not calling it into being, but it has been my concern that another 9/11 type of an event would be necessary to shake humanity back loose and bring us back together. Now, whether that's, really going to happen or not, I don't know. But it's something to think about, because when we get so overwhelmed by the noise and all of this, I don't want to keep doing it. I don't want to make anybody's eyeballs hurt, because frankly, it's not doing much for mine either. It's so easy to just put our heads down, decide we don't want to play anymore, and we just give up. And we can't give up. So we have to continue to be ourselves. We have to continue to be our bringers of light and our light warriors, and be part of other communities of light where we can lift each other and connect with each other and be together and support each other, because there are a lot of people that are leaving the planet, and let's not rush to be any one of them, but there is so much change that is happening and so much noise. But this is taking us to this place of, because after the computer does all the stuff, all the screens go dark, and there's like 8, 9, 10 giant video screens up on the walls, and all the screens go dark, and then a pop-up in the center screen is a tic-tac-toe board, and the computer says, would you like to play a game? Because the computer has realized, and they ask, the computer, and the computer says that it learned the only winning move is not to play. So our job is to stay in the light. Our job is to share the light. Our job is to love people, to not judge people, even though that can be so difficult. So we love people where they are, whether we agree with them or we don't. So we bring this back around. We love people where they are, whether we agree with them or not. So I may not agree with how my former friend sees our situation. I may not agree with how she sees my actions or her own actions, or if she even does. But I still love her and her family over there. I don't understand how somebody, doesn't like Chinese food, I guess. I mean, I'm sure there's lots and lots of people that don't like Chinese food. It just, look, you grow up an American Jewish person, there's a lot of Chinese food around, because, this is what Jews eat on Christmas, right? And that's a big joke in the Jewish community, right? Because those are the restaurants that are open. So it's a different perspective. It's a different filter. It's a different way people have grown. But so the question is not, well, why don't you done it? The question is, well, tell me about what your experience is. Tell me about your tradition. Tell me about what means something to you. Why is this important? So our inclination is to be, but we want to teach ourselves and remind ourselves to have our inclination be to come from here, from love, to say, well, that's different. Show me, tell me more about that. Let me learn about that, and keep our heart open. Because remember, after the throat chakra is the ear chakra. And this is where people are going to be moving next, and it's our job as the light bringers and the light workers and the people who are, whether you're a worker or a bringer, or maybe you're a light shower upper, maybe you're just a light, aware of the light and like the light, and then that's enough, because you can be that, bring that love and that inquisitive, non-judgmental nature to the people that you meet, which is spreading the light. To say, no Chinese food, huh? Well, what do y'all eat on, Sunday nights? Like, what was the tradition for your family? Tell me more about that. So we can be part of the light and create these bridges and help move humanity to the listening time away from the screaming time. Because where we are right now is still the screaming time, right? We're still in this time of the yelling. But the more we can ask these questions and say, tell me about that. Why is that important to you? And what was that like? And what does that mean for you? And we're not being like, what? We're listening with an open heart, because just because something's different doesn't make it wrong, okay? So here's the difference, to just kind of bring one more back to where we started, which was with the abortion rights ballot initiative here in Florida. Just because we don't agree or something is different doesn't make it wrong. What makes it wrong is where we then decide that because someone is different, we have the right to control them or tell them what they can or can't do, or make them do it our way because they're doing it different. When someone is different, we say, that's interesting. God bless. As long as nobody's hurting anybody, right? So where we get into trouble with the listening and with the talking is when we're saying things like, well, this is what I believe and you need to believe what I believe. That's where we get into trouble. So as the light bringers, our job is to say, that's interesting. Tell me more about that. Help me understand. Let's learn. Let me grow. Because when you are willing to grow and expand your knowledge and see things from a different perspective, you're a light bringer, because you're bringing the light, and you are coming from a place of light, and you're coming from a place of love, and you're sharing that with the person that you're sitting across from. Okay? And so many people are being conditioned these days that if you don't believe what I believe, you are the enemy, you are wrong. And not only are you wrong, but you're probably going to hell or something. And it's now my job to save you or to convert you and to make sure that you do things the way I think you should. That's not leading from love. So our job is to have that inquisition, that inquisitive nature, to be able to say, hey, tell me more about that. I would like to know more about that. And maybe you find something that you like, something that you can create a bridge where you can, because this gentleman that I run with, we have nothing in common. Like, we are not in the same political thing. We're not in the same age group. He is 71 years old, and when we run in the morning, he kicks my butt every single day. I mean, literally, he's going to go for miles, and I'm like, okay? So there's nothing in common. But that doesn't mean that we can't have love and respect between us, because we do, okay? And so it's really, how are we thinking about these things? Can we think about these things coming from a place of, that's so interesting. Tell me more about that. Let me learn something, instead of saying, you're different from me. Nope, must be wrong. So, okay. So many new people. And my Elias is on Instagram. Hello. Okay, so for those of you who are new, so many new people. Hello. So, for those of you who are new, what we have just done is the rambling of spirit that says to me, what do we want to talk about? What do we want to share about channeled information that is going on in the world right now? Done, okay? The next thing we're going to do is, and again, remind you, please be prepared for Monday with your eclipse glasses, and do not be looking out into the sun on Monday with no protection on your eyes. Please, I'm begging you to keep your eyeballs safe and intact. Okay, so, and again, we talked about releasing anything that is not serving anything. This is a really important time, which is what we were really talking about today, is releasing the things that no longer serve you. So if you are coming to any situation with judgment or anger or frustration, really take a look at that this week, because next week, Monday, new moon, eclipse, this is going to be a major manifestation window, and we can't look at what we want to bring in if we're still holding on to the crap that we needed to let go of. Okay? All right. So the next thing we do is we do card readings for the collective. card reading for the collective, and that's usually 3 or 4 cards, and then we are going to move into individual card readings. So Suzanne, I see you, and hold on to that question, and we're going to have a card for you. We're going to do the collective card reading first. I like to start with the animal spirit cards because I think we don't pay enough attention to the animal things that are going on around us. It is really important. People say to me, well, like, how come I'm not missing, I'm like, you know, I wish that they would show me a sign. And the thing is that our loved ones or our angels and our guides, they are showing us signs, but we're not paying attention. And so the animal spirit's really, really important to and you know what, I'm not even going to pull this card because I know what animal I want to talk about today. So it's really important for us to be open to the signs that the animal spirits are trying to show us. And so I'm actually going to forego pulling a specific card because I'm going to go right to the butterfly because we've been talking about Elias is everywhere. He's on Instagram, now he's on Facebook. Mwah. Okay, so this is, I'm going to go to the butterfly because, so we had planted milkweed in our yard, in our garden. And every time I planted milkweed, it has died. And so we had some milkweed, and we had planted the milkweed, and I was super excited about it. And then it grew, like it's been living out there, and we've had monarch butterflies out there. And this morning, when I went out there, I was so excited because there were 3 of these big, fat butterfly caterpillars. And if you've never seen a monarch butterfly caterpillar, they are about this long, so about 2 inches long. They're really chubby, and they are black, white, and yellow striped. Okay, and they eat the milkweed, and this is really important because the butterflies lay their eggs on the milkweed plant. Then they grow, the eggs grow into these caterpillars, and the caterpillars become the chrysalis, become the butterflies. So seeing the caterpillars on the plants this morning was really fantastic because every day I go out there and I look and I have seen nothing. I've seen no eggs, I've seen no nothing, and then all of a sudden today I went out there and it's like these things are like this big. They did not just poof from an egg. So it was really cool, except now I'm looking in this this deck of cards does not have a butterfly. So we're going to go to the other book. And these are both the Stephen Farmer books, and I know butterflies got to be in here. But I'm telling you, I've been watching, and there's been no anything that I could find as a butterfly, evidence of a butterfly until this morning. So really super excited. And again, they just seem to have just poofed out of nowhere, which I'm sure is not the truth, but I did not see any, eggs or anything, and now we've got these big fat butterflies. And it says, lighten up, stop taking everything so seriously, get ready for a big change where an old habit or a way of thinking or a lifestyle is going out and a new way of being is emerging. It's time to make the changes you've been considering. In spite of the challenges, you'll get through the transition. As always, know that this too shall pass. And this is, we remember that things are happening for us and not to us. Now, this is really important because it says, letting go of, it says, get ready for a big change. Stop taking things so seriously. And get ready to let go of an old habit or way of thinking. And this goes right into what we were talking about with loving people and not coming from that place of judgment and being able to say, you know, I see things from a different perspective, but I can still receive you and meet you with love. Okay? So this is really important. So that old way of thinking is where we say, well, I see things differently and therefore I must leave, you must leave, whatever. Now, I'm not talking about toxic relationships, boundaries, things like that where we were talking about before. I'm talking about people where we have differences that we are, you know, have this condition from the news media and the world and stuff that says, well, if you don't agree with me, you must be on the other side of the aisle, you must be enemy me, any of that stuff. No, we receive people with love, okay? So this is what we were talking about. So I really wanted to grab the butterfly spirit card because I'm very, very excited that we will apparently be the, you know, parents, grandparents, something of some butterflies here before too long. So stay tuned for more information on that. All right, so I really would like to grab, we're going to use Rebecca Campbell's cards today. We haven't used these in a while, and I really do love them so much. So we're going to use Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle cards today. I do want to remind you that there is not meditation this week on Thursday, and that, again, next Monday we have the eclipse, and we will, hopefully we will be live after for our regular 4:30 Eastern time after the eclipse on Monday. There's some concern about technology. People have been asking about, whether it's going to be weird. We're not in the path of the totality here. We're on the East Coast. We're going to get like I think 60%. So and by 4:30 we should be done. So we'll have hopefully lots of things to talk about. Remember that energy is not a light switch. Okay, and we've talked about this before. Energy is not a light switch. So we don't have, the eclipse passes and eclipse energy is done. Okay, same thing with Mercury retrograde, right? We've been talking about that. So the eclipse energy, we're in it now. It's coming. We're in eclipse season. We just had the eclipse in Libra. Now we're going to have the solar eclipse. We're in eclipse energy now, which is why it's so important for us to be able to release the things that are not serving us, right? Okay, so we're going to do our collective card reading. I see some of you asking for cards already. So we're going to do a collective card reading. And then we're going to be able to do our individual card reading. Not sure about Ireland. It's always cloudy. Well, to be perfectly honest, and I'm not trying to be any kind of elitist here, but to my understanding, though, and I don't have a full understanding, Catherine, but I believe that I don't know what Ireland's going to get. I know the United States is going to get quite a lot of this path because the path of the eclipse is going across from Texas all the way to Maine. So I'm not sure what Ireland is going to be getting as far as the eclipse on Monday, because to be honest with you, I don't think I had looked and to see what the impact was going to be on other countries. And I don't mean that to be, irresponsible. I just, I didn't even think about looking at it. So now, so here's the other thing, because I'm trying to ask, what do I know about eclipses and cloudy? So here's the other thing. Even with the clouds, you still need the glasses, because even if it's cloudy, with the glasses, you'll be able to see through, because the sun, the light will come through the clouds. So even if it is cloudy in Ireland, you would still be able to see the eclipse with the glasses. So please do let us know, because I would love to hear, and I know some folks are like amazing camera photography things. There's going to be lots of videos and all kinds of stuff. So I would love to hear everyone's eclipse experiences next week, and understanding that in other countries and other parts of even other parts of this country, it's going to be in different times. I think for here in Florida, it's going to be like 2 to 2:30, something like that. So, and this is, the thing about the eclipses is all about divine timing, because the heavens line up for these things to happen, right? This is all about divine timing. So again, we're talking about major manifestation next Monday. So we've got to be ready. We've got to be ready. So hello. All right. So we're going to do a couple of cards for the collective energy, the collective of what is going on. And this is, isn't that so fun? So again, this is Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle card deck. It's one of my favorite decks. And so the first card I pick is, what do we really need to know about what's going on right now for everyone? And this is Imrama. This is, where are you being called to journey to? And it isn't necessarily that you're about travel, but this is about where you, what are we manifesting? So clearly the cards are with us, is where are we being called to journey to, is where are we going? What are we building? What are we creating? What are we manifesting? What are we bringing in? This is what this first card is talking about, is everything we've just been talking about, is where are we going? What is going on? What are we letting go of right now so that we can be ready to call in that manifestation on Monday? Okay, so where are we? And so the next card is, what else do we need to know about this situation? And this is, I love these cards. This is birthing a new age. It says birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And look, she's standing in a stone circle. She's got the beautiful portal of light. Her hands are up to the sky, up to the universe, open up for the blessings, to receiving. And notice her arms are not like this, they're open, right? She's open to receive. I am open to receiving, and you can see this light is literally coming up from her hands, right, in the stone circle, because we have the power to create. We have the power to create right now. with this eclipse that is coming. We have the power to create. And look how much purple and blue is in this card. Purple and blue is the higher colors, right? The colors of the crown chakra, communication with our higher guides, our higher purposes. Okay, so this is all about getting in touch with our higher, getting clear about what it is that we want. Where are we going? What are we calling into being? What are we creating? And then to say, okay, what are we willing to do to be participating in it? Are we ready? Let's get clear, right? Because this is the time. The time is coming right now. Okay, and the last part for us to know about this is that we are, this is very encouraging, Lemuria, it says we are creating heaven on earth, that we are creating it. So it is happening, but it says at the bottom, creating heaven on earth, it is happening. So not only is it happening, but it's happening that we are creating it. And so this is what we were talking about before. Whether you're a light worker, a light bringer, a light shower-upper, a light listener, a light, share with your neighbor, we're all part of it. So it's going to take all of us, right? They didn't just, build the Great Wall of China or the Great Pyramids, with just the, warriors or just the leaders. It took even the little guys. If you look at the... I love the Disney movies. You remember the Bugs Life movie? All the ants had to participate. Like, it takes all of us to be part of it. So it's not just the big, big psychic mediums, channelers, and the famous people. And it's all of us that have to be part of, that are part of, or get to choose to be part of. Uh-oh, what happened? We all get to choose to be part of creating this part. We all get to choose to be part of it. So are we going to be part of creating heaven on earth? It is happening whether we are going to be part of it or not, but it's going to happen so much faster, and it's going to be part of blessing us, lifting us, expanding us if we choose to be part of it, rather than saying, hey, I'm just going to wait and see what happens. And you've heard me talking about Michelle Worko. My goodness, what a joy that brings to my heart to see your name pop up. Things have been manifesting quickly. And so it's our choice to say, I want to be part of this. I want to get in the game. And if you've been paying attention the last few weeks, I've been talking a lot about it is time to get in the game. This is time for us to create change. It is time for us to be part of the manifestation. So if you are, seeing somebody's house on fire, are you just going to stand there and watch? Or are you going to grab a bucket? It is time to get in the game. And so this is what this is talking about with us. Okay. I feel called to pull one more card, and I'm going to take a sip of water, and then we're going to do some individual readings. Okay. So this is, so this card, this last card, this is really important. So this card is deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. Now, what does this mean? It means today is Monday. The eclipse is next Monday. Right now, we've got to go inside. We've got to get connected with ourselves, our higher guidance, our mind, our heart. We got to breathe. We've got to say, okay, what am I letting go of? What do I want? What do I want to create right now? What do I want to create? And we're going to breathe into that, and we're going to let that information come into us, because we're going to trust that they are giving us the information that we need. We're going to trust them that they are going to give us the information that we need. So this is a time right now, this preparation, this week, right here, this week is this time of refurbishing, replenishing, reconnecting, divine connection, so that we are ready to jam next Monday. Okay, this is it. Okay. All right. Many of you have asked for cards. Michelle, I would love to hear what is going on with you, not in a Facebook comment, but I am so delighted to see you. And I am so, I run by the house. I don't think you live there anymore, but when I run with my running partner, we run by the house where I think you used to live. And it makes me think of you all the time. So you're always in my heart, my friend. Okay. So, you know the deal. If you're not new, okay, if you are new, that's okay. So if you would like a card, or if you would like a mediumship connection, and we'll do our best with mediumship today. A little bit tired, but we'll do our very best. But if you would like something, you must ask for it, because if I'm going to come into your energy, I must have permission to come into your energy. So if you have made a comment in the comments that says, yes, I'd like a card, only put it in the comments one time, please, because we go in order. We go in first come, first serve. And if you are putting it in, I only have so much window that Facebook lets me see or Instagram lets me see the comments, and if you comment 5 times, then somebody else might get skipped, or you might get skipped, because I can't scroll back, which is a bug in the system. I think should be fixed. All right. Whew. They had a lot to say today. They've been like, I've been on pins and needles till 4:30 today. Because there was a lot of things that wanted to be shared today. So, all right. So we're going to Instagram. We're going to hold on. We're going to start on Facebook today. So, all right. We're going to start with Claudette and Catherine and Belinda. Okay, Claudette, Catherine, and Belinda. Now, if you want a card, you have to ask for it. And when I come to you, have your question in your mind. You don't have to share it with the group. It's no problem. But hold your question in your mind so that because the cards know, they know what's going on. All right, so we're going to start with Claudette. So Claudette, this is align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So Claudette, this really feels to me like, and I say this with all the love in my heart, it feels like, oh, Queen Ashley, you're a spammer and you're banned. Bye. See ya, bye. Bye. We don't have spammers here. Okay, so, and this is what happens. We start to go into the comments, then the spammers push up the comments and then I can't see them. So, okay, Claudette, I mean this with love. I share this what comes in with love. That this feels a bit, because this is align your life, what is not aligned or needs to change. And Claudette, this feels like I'm leaning into willful ignorance, okay? And it's not a judgment, it's not a slam, it's not anything, but it's those places in our life where we are choosing to ignore what we should be doing or we want to be doing or we say we want to do. Our words and our actions are not lining up, and this is a place where we are missing or we're choosing not to see what we know we could be doing. I don't like the should word. That we could be doing to help move ourselves forward on our path to the place that we've said that we wanted to go. So it's like, I want to lose 10 pounds, but I'm not willing to give up potato chips. Okay, well, how's that going to work? So now maybe it works because you do something else to compensate for it. But at some point, we're going to have to look at what else needs to change. And so I'm not a big fan of, well, I have to address my bad habits in order to get better. I'm a fan of let me strengthen my good habits and work in my strength, because then my weaknesses, that's what I mean, not bad habits, but weaknesses, if I work in strengthening my strengths, then my weaknesses will become less of an issue. But at some point, we'll turn around and say, well, I've gotten so strong and I've gotten so capable that now I'm ready to deal with that little piece that's left that is an issue that needs to be dealt with, that's still a weakness or something that is tripping me up. And so Claudette, it really feels like this place of like, you have done so much work to work on your strengths that there's still these little places where it's a weakness or a thing that you have put to the side because you weren't ready to deal with it, that they're saying, okay, now this is the time. This is the time to take a look at that thing that you thought was a big thing because you were like, nope, can't deal with that, and I'm putting it to the side. And what they're saying is it's not a big thing anymore because you've grown so much, so it's time for you to go back and look at it, okay? So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that that blesses you, my friend. All right, Catherine. Well, that's nice. Thanks for your time and energy, too. Oh. All right, Catherine. You all being here gives me energy, so yay. All right, so Catherine, this card, now these cards don't have upside downs or right side ups, okay, so please don't worry. Claudette says it's exactly 100% going on. Thank you, you are 100% welcome, and I know you got this. I know you've got this, okay, Claudette, I know you've got this. Catherine, this is the Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. So Catherine, this is taking another look at what's going on with you. This is taking a look from a different perspective. You're looking at the stuff that's going on and you're like, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this. And you're looking at it from ground level. And they're talking to you about, you want to look at this from a higher perspective to see how the pieces come together. Now, maybe you've been with me long enough to have heard me talk about the tapestry, right? Where we look up at the sky and we see, the back of the, if you've ever seen a needle point, and we look up and you look at the back of the needle point and like the front of the, I'm saying, so they're giving me, I'm going so fast, I'm saying it wrong. If you've ever seen a needle point, the front of it is so beautiful, right? And all the threads and the picture, it's so beautiful. But then you go to the back side of it, and it's all the knots and the things are going crisscrossy ways, and it's all chaos, right? So we are the same way when we are looking to spirit, we're looking to the heavens, to light, to the universe. We're like, what is going on? And we look up and we're seeing the back of the card with the threads going and all the knots and little things, and it looks a mess. But they're looking at it from the front, and they're like, yeah, we've got this. We know we're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. We've got this. And so, Catherine, this is what they're talking about, is the stuff that's causing you stress is not... we're looking at it from this ground floor perspective, like we can only see just this much, right? Like with the iceberg, there's so much more that's going on. And they're talking to you, they're saying, hey, listen, we've got you, and we're moving stuff out of the way for your benefit. Just trust us, because you're not seeing the whole picture, but we're looking at the picture, and we are creating something beautiful for you. And so this is divine orchestration, that helpers in the subtle realm. So they're telling you, we're putting this together to move you in the right direction. Trust us, but try to see things from a different perspective, from a higher perspective, maybe zoom out a bit, because what you're seeing is looking like it's like not coming together, but it is, okay? And there may be some things that have to get pruned out of the way before we can welcome in the thing that they are creating with you, okay? So just they're asking you for trust. They're asking you for some belief, and they're asking you to see it from a higher perspective and just believe that things are going, that it's a part of the process, okay? So let me hold on, send that to Catherine. Okay, so then we have Belinda and Bianca. It's so cute, you guys, Claudette and Catherine, and then Belinda and Bianca. All right, so Belinda. Belinda. So Belinda, warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? So Belinda, this is not about a fight, but this is about trusting your strength. This is about standing in your power. This is standing up for what you believe in, standing up for what you want to say, speaking your truth to power, knowing that you have something worthy to share, and being able to say, I am going to be true to myself. I'm going to stand up for what it is. And when we stand up for ourselves and we say what we mean and we say what we need, we don't have to be bitchy about it, male or female. We don't have to be bad about it. Just to be able to say, you know what, this does or doesn't work for me, and this is where I need to be to my authentic self, okay? So this is really important, that you are being able to say, this is time for me to stand in my truth. This is time for me to be a warrior woman for myself. You don't have to kick anybody's butt. You don't have to like be mean or anything like that. But they're talking to you that this is the time for you to stand in your truth and stand in your authenticity, and to know that because you are encased in the warrior woman, you are channeling that warrior woman, you are safe to do it. Okay, so not only is it time for you to stand up and speak your truth and be your most authentic self, but it is also safe for you to do it. Okay, really important. All right, and Catherine says, brilliant, just what I need. You are welcome. You are welcome. All right, Bianca is going to be next. Okay, excellent. All right. So we have Bianca and Kelly and Beth. All the pairings of the initials today. And then I see Fatima and I see Brenda on Insta, and so we'll do that as well. Okay. Belinda says, thank you so much. She said, I do need to stand up for myself. Lots of hearts. Awesome. You can do it. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. You are a badass warrior woman. They're telling you. You are. All right, Bianca. Bianca. So Bianca's card is Pillar of Light. This is your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. And so where this comes, Bianca, is that you are working so much on your own growth, on your own spirituality, on your own connection to spirit. They're telling you you are on the right track. You are going in the right direction. You are growing. You are getting stronger. But here it is. You are the oracle, okay? Which means trusting yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. You may not have to, you don't have to be like, shouting it from the rooftops, okay? Like, I know the traffic light's going to change. I know who's on the telephone. You don't have to shout it from the rooftops, okay? But they're talking to you about trusting your guts, trusting your intuition, that your vibration is rising, that part of your expansion is going to be learning to build that confidence in your abilities, to be able to say, I knew that. I knew that. And not in a way that's like, I knew that. But it's a way like, hey, I knew that. Like, I knew the light was going to change. I knew they were going to say that. I knew. those things, rather than like, "Ugh, I knew it." We're not condemning. We're building confidence, right? There was a card that we had last week that was all about building blocks and foundation blocks. One of the things that happens when we're building our own self-confidence, we're building our self-worth, is we need to have like the little like Tetris that we've got to build those building blocks. And so they're talking to you, Bianca, about saying, this is the time for you to be trusting what you're getting and know that you are being moved in the right direction. Okay, so you are working on your own self-worth and you are working on expanding yourself. But now we want to work on, while we're doing it, this is multitasking, while we're doing it, we are trusting ourselves. Okay, so Bianca, this is talking about you are the oracle. You can trust yourself. Because it feels like there's some tough decisions coming, and so they're gearing you up to trust yourself and to build that muscle that says, I do trust myself. I do trust my inner compass. I do trust my inner voice. Louise Hay would call it her inner ding, right? Trust. So this is all about that for you. Okay. Okay, Kelly, and then Beth, and then we see Mariana, and hello, Trish. Okay, Beth. Okay. So this is answer the call. Beth, what is your soul calling you to do? So in this time of releasing and getting clear for the new moon, they're really asking you to take a strong look at, are you living your life's purpose? Are you moving in a way that is going to prepare you to live your life's purpose? Because we can, look, there's a lot of us that are like, okay, we're moving in living our life's purpose, or we're working part of, Olani Muldeen, you're a spammer and you are blocked, banned, goodbye. Okay, see you, bye. We don't have any spammers here. Okay, so Beth, we're not talking about giving up everything, quitting your job, moving to an ashram, anything like that. We can live our life's purpose in a lot of different ways. And part of that is just being most true. Oops, where'd everybody go? Being most true to ourselves, okay? So we want to, you are welcome, my friend Bianca. So we want to say, well, what is my life's purpose, and how can I lean into that more, okay? So we don't have to be like, oh, this is not my life's purpose. I'm quitting my job and I'm chucking it all and I'm moving away. No, but there are degrees where we can live into our life's purpose and live into the calling of our hearts. And this is what they're talking about. Answering the call of your heart, what is it that you really would want to do? Even if that's as simple as taking a class or learning to knit or play the guitar, or it could be anything. And you don't have to hang out a shingle, but it is about giving space for that in our lives. And so maybe you're taking a pottery class. Maybe you're learning to square dance. I mean, who knows? But make space for what is your heart's calling that is going to be a step that leads you to your life's purpose, okay? So it is answering the call. It is not checking the baby out with the bathwater, but it is opening the door. And this is what they're talking about, is what is it that you've been needing to do, that you've been wanting to do, that you've been like, yeah, someday I'm going to go, join that rock climbing gym. Well, answer the call, okay? So whatever it is that is going to feed your spirit, feed your soul, allow yourself to take steps in that direction, okay? Okay. Mariana, you are welcome, best friend. You are welcome. All right, Mariana. Okay, so Mariana, this is trust the niggle. This is really similar to Beth's card. This is what is niggling you, what is spirit trying to tell you? Like, what is it that you, and like with Claudette also, what is it that you've been ignoring? What is it that you are pretending not to see, okay? So what is this stuff that you are pretending not to see? So this is trusting the niggle. This is, what is that feeling trying to tell you? What is spirit? What is guidance? What is all of, the higher mind, your heart, your intuition? What is it trying to tell you? What is it trying to get you to see? That is trying to move you, excuse me, into the direction of your heart. As with all the things that we see every week, we start to do individual card readings, and we start to see a pattern, right? We start to see a pattern of all the different messages that are come through. And so this is talking about, what is it that you are not seeing? What is it that you are not allowing yourself to, who am I talking to? Mariana, sorry. I have to see your name so I can keep connected to your energy. What is it that you are pretending not to notice? And they're saying, trust that. Trust your inner guidance. Trust that niggle. Trust that inner yearning to say, okay, I don't have to just chuck my whole life out the door, but maybe I'm going to take one step in that direction. So really similar message to what we just shared with Beth, okay? Trusting that niggle, okay? What is your inner guidance trying to tell you? What is it that your heart really wants to create, manifest, experience, try, check out? I mean, maybe it's fencing, kickboxing, maybe it's public speaking, maybe it's, I don't know. But allow yourself, because these are the places where we have soul expansion. Okay, so allow yourself. Okay, so hello Trish and hello Pamela. If you would like cards, let me know. We're going to jump over to Instagram. As much as I love the hellos, because I do, they are not the same as asking for a card. So we're going to jump over to Brenda and Fatima on Instagram, my loyal Instagrammies. And so we're going to do Brenda first. So Brenda, this is share your voice. Come out of the cave and allow yourself to be heard. Freedom of expression. So allow yourself to be heard. Okay, this is share your voice. So Brenda, you have a lot to say. You have a lot of wisdom, a lot of guidance, a lot of things that you can be sharing with other people. And it's time for you to allow your voice to be heard, to share your wisdom, to share your guidance, to share that your opinions matter and the things that are in your heart is really important. So don't be afraid to let your voice be heard. This is definitely the time of not swallowing your voice at all. This is definitely a time for you to be able to speak and share your thoughts, okay? So your opinion is valuable. It matters. It matters. And people want to hear what you have to say because you have a lot of wisdom to share, my friend. All right, so we're going to do Fatima. We're going to come back over to Facebook. So I see Trish, yes, wants a card. Yes, hello, Ruth. So if you are looking for a card, make sure that you are sending us. Stephen, if you're a spammer, we're going to ban you. So I'm just saying right now, if you're not a spammer, I apologize. But if you're a spammer, you're a spammer. There you go, banned. Banned from page. Bye. So, bye. Zero tolerance for spammers. So if you want a card on Facebook, definitely put it in the comment that says, yes, I would like a card. So Fatima, you are welcome, Brenda. Fatima, this is take a break. It says a life's work is not a season. Get off the treadmill. So Fatima, this is taking a break. So you have been pushing hard and working in one direction and moving in one direction as fast as you possibly can. This is really about allowing the universe to, the things to run its course, allowing the universe to continue moving things forward. And you know, if you've ever seen people in a time loop, like in the movies where they're like Groundhog Day, at some point you get to the point where you're like, you know what, I'm taking this loop off. And so this is what they're talking about, Fatima. They're saying, you know what, you're pushing hard and moving in a direction. It is okay to take a break and to rest and rejuvenate and reinvigorate yourself and to just allow some of the things. There's this thing like where the computers would buffer, like if you would type so fast, or if you use the voice recorder on the computer and you say a bunch of stuff and then you got to wait for it to like, right? So you got to just wait for a minute for the universe to just, for it to fill in what you've been pushing for. So you've dictated a lot of stuff, and the universe is like, okay, we're getting it all down. Just give us a second to catch up. Okay, so just let those things to develop for you. All right, so we have Trish. We have Pamela, and we have Ruth. Hello, Trish, Pamela, and Ruth. Okay, so first Trish, really try to go in order. First Trish, and just have your questions in your mind. You don't have to share them, just have your questions in your mind. So for Trish, this is Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? So this is the Star Mother, this is Mother Mary, right? This is about being a good mother to yourself. So if you're the one who is taking care of everybody else, and you're the one who's making sure everything is taken care of for everybody else, this is like the take a break card, right? We just saw take a break, take this round, have a rest, rejuvenate, replenish yourself. This is about self-care. This is about allowing your own needs to be met, Trish, and making sure that you are filling your own bucket, because we can't fill somebody else's bucket. We can't do all the things that we do if we're not allowing time for us to fill our own bucket as well. So this is the message for Trish. All right, Pamela, and then Ruth. Okay. Okay, Pamela. The answer is yes. It says just say yes. So, Pamela, big decisions in front of you. This is allowing yourself to say yes to the universe, allowing yourself to say yes to new opportunities. So whatever it is that you've been thinking about, like, I really need some guidance about this. This is a very, very clear answer that says yes. But you can see these women, these sirens, these, muses, that they are tuning into that higher guidance. They're tuning into this higher light, and they are listening to that inner ding. They're listening to the voice in the universe, and they're like, okay, yes. So the answer for you, my friend, is yes. Trish, you are welcome. You are welcome. Ruth, and then Ruth, I think, will be our last one for today. We'll try to get it all done in an hour, so we're a little bit over today. The channel stuff had a lot to say today. Ruth. So Ruth has Mintonkin, longing for home, longing for belonging, part of the original light workers. You're welcome, Pamela. You're welcome. So this is longing for home. This is longing to belong, right? Ruth, this is about being part of a community. This is about connecting to your soul, connecting to the truth of who you are. This is allowing, again, your heart to expand, allowing yourself to learn new things so you can feel where you fit in. When you are awakening, when you're having a new spiritual awakening, the inclination is to be like, I'm going to learn Reiki, I'm going to learn cards, I'm going to do this class, I'm going to do that. Okay, take a breath and allow yourself to feel where you're called first, so that you are absorbing information in a way that is most beneficial to you, and that you are, when you're awakening, you're looking so much for other people who are like you that we might go in the wrong door, or we might connect ourselves with maybe it's not the right crowd, or we're not listening enough because we're like, we had an awakening and we're like, I need to find more people, and then we're not listening enough to the signs that and the wisdom that comes next. Okay, so we have this thing, this like, booming voice, God says, and then we don't listen to the rest of it because we're like, oh my God, God said I gotta go do this, and we're not listening to the rest of it. So it's just a suggestion to slow down, to use discretion, and to allow yourself to really follow where your heart is feeling like, okay, I feel like I want to go over here, I feel like I want to go over there, and to know that there's no rush, because all of this information, this is your birthright. You are a child of the light. We are all child of the light, child of the universe, child of divine love and guidance and wisdom and connection. And so this is your birthright, and there's no reason you've got to rush and be like, I got to learn, I got to do, I got to da 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 da. Just allow your soul to expand, because you are very clearly on the right path. You are very clearly connecting with the truth of who you are, and that is a magnificent, magnificent journey. And so really thrilled for you to be part of our communities of light. So lots of exclamation points from Pamela. That is really wonderful. Now, remembering that there is not meditation on Thursday night. The eclipse is Monday. We will, Ruth says, oh my God, I needed this. It is my honor to communicate. We will turn off the comments as soon as we're done, so that we protect you all from spammers. If you are in the Central Florida area, I will be appearing at the Lake Mary Pub on April 10th for a demonstration of mediumship. There will be flyers for that in the next couple of days. Really excited for all of that. And then we will also be doing our next live demonstration of mediumship on Zoom online. Here is probably not going to be until May because of my travel schedule. So I am wishing you all happy house cleaning, clearing, releasing all the things that we don't need, so that we are ready for Monday. Take some time to really think about what it is we're trying to birth, create, welcome, manifest, because the power on Monday is going to be off the hook. Do not miss it. We're not getting another eclipse like this in, for like 25 years. So do not miss it. And always, always remember how very much you are loved. Mwah. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our community of light. Have a great evening, everyone. We'll see you next Monday. Bye.